Today's ambiance is a factory sound, nice and grindy, because this horrible mug that we're going to be drawing today is me. That's right, it's self-portrait day. So I have to draw my own stupid egg-shaped face. Not been looking forward to this. A lot of people have given me, when I explained that I didn't really look forward to drawing myself, some people gave me like links to body dysmorphic disorder pages and things, and saying no, you shouldn't feel horror every time you look in the mirror. But you know what? That's just the way it is in this garbage hell of a world. So there's our circle. That's essentially that part of the head. So then continuing down from here, we have the same again down to the chin. And oof, look at that, you see the big cheek comes out there, this big cheek. Oh. Sort of comes out, flattens off a little bit and then comes inwards. This may actually, I mean, the fear is that today's going to reveal some psychological truths about how I feel about my own appearance. So, yeah, be ready for that. And we decided it would come down from there to there to there, I think. I don't know why I put a mark there, because that's like half again. So chin's sort of like this, and then sideways. Is that too bulbous? Maybe a little too bulbous. I'm trying to be kind to myself, which isn't always easy, but you got to try, you know. So I think that's kind of the shape of that cheek, and then this comes up here and sort of meets up nicely with a little curve there. So, because that's really the shape of my face. Do I draw a line there? That really does have this kind of sticky out lump thing going on. Ugh. This is confirming every single thing that I thought about how horrible I look. And of course the mouth comes just below there like that. It's slightly off to one side, so it kind of comes into this cheek. That's kind of where the mouth is, to about there. Nose is here above that midline. And into this sort of, there's like a cheek here. That's what causes this lumpy part here, is this cheek. And there's a similar cheek like here. Hence why there's this quite literally ridiculous curve there, which is actually a part of my face, god damn it. Oof. Right, so the nose then ends kind of there, and it's got sort of it kind of overlaps with this. Does it overlap with the cheek? Is that cheek too high? Is that cheek too low? They are slightly off level, and sort of halfway between them is where the tip of the nose is. So the tip of the nose is there, so yeah, we've got this curve here, comes up to this. You can't really see that, but I'm going to draw it on just as part of my pencil structure. And this comes up here, and there's like an angle, and then it comes in to about here. So that's kind of the shape of my nose. Ridiculous though it is, that's just some horrible face. Yeah, that's it. And then here, coming out of, like from there, there is another cheek line that kind of comes down and almost like just merges into the mouth there. That almost sort of becomes part of it, and then there's an extra little crease there. And so this mouth that sort of comes down to where this is. Like every other day, I've basically told myself that if the picture looks terrible, it's because I'm a terrible artist. But today I think if the picture looks terrible, it's because I look terrible. See, that's kind of underneath there, so that kind of curl comes there instead. And then that's a little upturn maybe to there. God damn, I have a big fat mouth, don't I? There's like a little line of the chin there. You know, it's funny, I was talking to some people about the possibility that I might have some sort of body dysmorphic disorder because of how I see my face. This picture may actually turn out being therapy if when I've finished drawing it I look at it and go, oh, so that's the kind of hideous mess that I think I look like, and I'll show it to other people and they'll say, oh, God, no wonder you think you look terrible if that's what you think you look like. So that we should never discount the possibility that I am just a terrible artist. Which, let's face it, is how it's been thus far. So that eye kind of ends there, goes to there, disappears behind the nose. So the other eye starts about here. There's not enough space between the two eyes for the size of them. Maybe the eye actually ends a little earlier than I thought. Sort of that size again to there. Well, this cheek line does kind of, you can almost see it continuing straight up to where the eye should be. So yeah, the eye definitely starts there. And if it's meant to be, look at me going in with the old thumb on the pencil technique. Yeah, it's definitely meant to be that size. Okay, so this kind of has just a straight curve there, that's my eyes, and then I have this kind of additional crease line here because apparently I'm a million years old. God. And this eyebrow kind of, the edge of the curl of that is there, and then this comes to here. Oof. And my eyebrows just kind of end halfway across my eyes. I've never had like very good eyebrows. They've always seemed to sort of just disappear partway along the face. I think it's because I used to pick at my eyebrows when I was younger. As a kind of nervous stress thing. So this is kind of again a sharp thing there, and there's, oof, I have like one of those weird funny bits in my eyelid there. Maybe this is my opportunity to make myself look slightly better than I actually do by not including that wrinkle. I can erase that wrinkle and it's like it doesn't exist. It's like I'm even prettier than I am in real life. Yeah, I can turn myself into a real beauty just through the power of lying. So I've got this extra crease under here. I feel like I've given myself too much, although I am pretty fat there, and my head here is turned, so I have, this kind of almost comes up a little more angular there and then turns. So it's not quite as fat as it looks. That's really the closest I can come to complimenting myself. So then we've got the hairline here, it almost comes all the way up to the top of the head because my head was tilted back slightly. So this comes kind of down down here, in a miraculous display of practically zero hair. So the hairline comes out to like here, because you can see a sort of curve of it above the head, and that disappears sort of there. So you've got this curve of the hair coming away from here, and the actual swoop down to there. The hair kind of meets here around eye level. So you've got that, and then there's like an extra bit of, actually no, it's not even that close in. Let's get the eyes in to try and, I was looking straight at the camera, so that's super helpful. And you can't even see the pupils in this. That's how. But I know where they would have been. They would have been there. And then the hair comes back out here. So that kind of tucks into there behind the head. And then this kind of almost comes straight across here and meets up with it. So that meets up with that part of the face. And this comes in and curves up kind of along the top, like that. Earline is roughly level with the bottom of the nose, maybe a little bit lower. Make sure I'm still recording. I feel like maybe I'm rushing this one a little bit because I don't want to look at it for too long. Every second I spend looking at this is a second that I'm reminding myself of the horrors of my own face. And that's where this line of extra hair comes down to about here. And then that comes around like this, kind of splays out a bit where my shoulder is. This comes down to here. There's also some there. And this hair kind of sort of comes out from the chin there and like this. So this part is a lot darker. And it's kind of darker under here. That's worth remembering. It actually comes out pretty far. And this doesn't come out quite as far, but there's this extra bit just sort of sticking out there. What else? Earring, of course. That's so thin. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to actually define that. I may end up just drawing it as a black line. But there is an earring there, so I should at least attempt to note it where it is. Extra crease here because I'm super tired. Always super tired. So that kind of it kind of comes up like that. And this is ultimate crow's feet look. Right, so I've kind of captured that part of the nose. That's maybe a little bit tighter in there. Oof, incredibly thin lips. The mouth looks all wrong. The mouth looks completely wrong. I need to redo that. Because there's like a little extra thing here. I'm sorry if this this commentary's not great. Believe me, it's torture for me as well. So I feel like that shouldn't connect. The nose line should come to about there, and then that's a separate bit. This comes up to here, curls and disappears. This eye is more narrow than it looks. It kind of ends there, but this sort of comes down here. It's almost like I'm squinting. Thing is, if I correctly capture what my face looks like, it's going to seem like I'm a worse artist because people will look at it and say, nobody could look that terrible. This eye is more narrow than this one, isn't it? Except that it kind of opens a bit more there. Yeah. I've drawn that way too far out. That's more like it. Now this goes up too far. Is it because I've put the mouth too low here and too high here? Or is it because I've drawn it flat and it never actually goes flat? It's more kind of upward angled. Like that. And it kind of comes to about here. It does have a slight... So it's like a curve like that and then down and then up again. Let's face it, I'm never going to be 100% happy with it. I'm either not going to be happy with it because it doesn't look enough like me, or I'm not going to be happy with it because it looks too much like me. Yeah. I think that's ready for the ink. So this hair here is... It's like straight line, curve there, curve there. I'm trying to get the shape of the hair before I actually start inking, because normally what happens is that I'll start the inking and then I'll end up doing way too much. So there's like a darker area here. This part is darker than this part. There's like a light part there. So it's almost like a kind of that shape. And you can sort of see where little bits of it are darker along here. Right. Is that eyebrow too high? I think it is. I think this eyebrow is just a touch too high. So it sort of comes up that way. And since I got it wrong yesterday, the direction of the hairs is this way. And I think this way. Right. Let's go to the pen. That's where this mess becomes permanent. So we can get the nose in first, because that's the bit that I'm most certain of. I feel like the eyes should be next. Yeah. And this one has this same kind of down to there, and it kind of almost... There's this additional crease above it. And there's another one above this, but it sort of merges in to there. Yeah. And then this line comes out here into there. And there's another one here. Let's get that weird. I've drawn that too straight. I think I'm gonna curve it off a bit. So this comes down here with a curve. And then that. Oh, I think I've gone in a bit too much there, but we can work with that. We can live with that. That's okay. Get the irises and the pupils. Now there's an additional crease under this one. There's a little bit here. But there's an additional crease here which is really important because yeah. Now I have this bit of cheek here. It's very, very prominent. And then of course you have the curve along here which sort of breaks out into a second one. And I think I'm going to have to do the mouth because and that is a slight curve there for that. I'm not sure if I want to put that line in or not. I feel like I have to because I feel like without it the nose doesn't make a lot of sense. I think it needs just a little bit there just to kind of hammer it home. Now this bit of the ear comes in like so, but the hair kind of covers the rest of it. So there's like a swath of hair that kind of starts here, comes down over the ear like that, kind of mating up to the hair that comes in this way. This comes out here. I've got to say this industrial noise is just doing wonders for my concentration. I don't know what it's like for you, but it really is helping me. And this kind of comes up here. Do it from the top. Meet up with that. I'm not going to include this thing around my neck. That's my emergency panic button. So then you can't really see my neckline in this. That's the weird thing about it. The hair kind of comes down here. Well, that started really nice there. That started really good. And then I did something and it's terrible here. I think it's just not sharp enough. And I've got a similar thing coming down here. This kind of comes down to here. It's almost like a different layer. It's like everything in here is dark and everything over here is light. So, oh yeah, the eyebrows. Let's not forget the eyebrows. So they've got this kind of This one kind of gets weirdly thin over here. Whereas this one stays fat the entire way across and then just sort of filters out to nothing. Oddly, the shiny spot on the eye is not in the iris in this one, so I'm going to give this just a sort of standard iris fill. Just to kind of okay, so how are we going to shade this hair? So I feel like the way this needs to be done is that there are like areas of it where it gets real dark, and I want to do those in sort of darker lines, and then just kind of partly fill the rest of it. So it kind of gets dark there, and then this isn't quite as dark, so this I can sort of gradate out. See, this is what the cool kids call hatching, I think. This area is almost completely dark. I'm tempted to fill this whole thing in. And there's a light bit of hair here with kind of a dark bit behind it. In fact, it's all dark where it disappears into here. This is sort of an area of shadow as it approaches this lump of hair. But here it's like sort of shiny stuff with a few dark sections. And here it really is just kind of a, you just sort of get a feel for the flow of it because it's not actually that dark. Whereas here it's very dark. This kind of gets a bit darker here and then it flows into it. There's a little kind of intermediary area between it. And this sort of gets a bit darker here where it disappears behind. And then up here we've got, what have we got up here? See, that crease needs to come out a little more so that you can actually capture that. As does this. And this. The hair here, you've got a kind of a dark area here, which is, and you've got a little dark part just kind of here, but the rest of it isn't that dark. You've got this Almost like a sort of delineation there where the shiny part ends. And this then comes all the way down to here, so that's... This whole area here is dark. And it sort of starts here-ish. Yeah, I think it's time to take some pencils off and see how it looks. I think maybe it needs more hair down here. It's okay, the way that I've drawn it, we can just add more. I feel like I've maybe emphasized my chin a little too much, but then I do have a lot of chin, so... Maybe a little more definition on the lip would help. Maybe I should have worn dark glasses and a face mask and a balaclava. Maybe the best self-portrait I could have done would have been in a complete suit of armour. One of those metal visors that comes down over the face. Or a spacesuit with a reflective front, then I could have just drawn a sort of moonscape. Yeah, I'm not pleased with how I lost control of the pen there. That's not the line I wanted. It turned out okay, but it's not the line I wanted. In fact, I'm going to fix that because the line that I wanted was more like that. I can very easily fix that like so. Yeah. What else is missing? Very tempted to add a lip curve. A little bit of the... Let's get the pencil again. So I'm tempted to add is a little extra, just not even a lot of lip, just a little bit of lip there. And then like the undercurve will come down here. Because I do have that. But I think if that was a dark line, that would be too much. it would be too much to show all that. Yeah, that wouldn't be a good representation at all. It doesn't need any of that. Still, it feels like the original face has more energy than this. This feels like a loose face. Whereas I look at this and it looks tight. Why does this look tighter? Well, this comes up a little... Okay, this actually comes up a little closer there. And this crease here has an extra... Ah, there's this line here that I never got in. This kind of little bit of cheek there. No, that just looks weird now. I have made my face look weird. Like weirder than it actually is, which is quite the feat. Yeah, I think we're going to have to leave this well enough alone while it still looks vaguely human. Okay, so that's my self-portrait. It is not great. I'd go so far as to say it looks terrible. But then I look terrible, so maybe it's a perfect likeness. Don't know how you'd fix it, really. Burn the face off and start again. But, you know, that's God's job, not mine. I was going to add a bit more hair here, wasn't I? I don't know. Oof. See, I know that as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to take this to Rebecca. I'm going to say to her, "Hey, what does this look like? Does this look like me?" And regardless of what she says, I'm going to be disappointed, because if she says yes, then that's an admission that I look like that, and if she says no, then it's an admission that I'm just bad at art. So either way, it's not going to go well. Tomorrow starts week 3, and that's expressions week, which I'll explain on the day, because screw this. Yeah. Until then.